Like that? Is this good? Sweet.
Okay, so we're going to start off our first round B with a greeting. We're going to do the snowball greeting because it is Constitution Day, so we'll be doing a small reenactment of the beginning of the Boston Massacre. So the reason why we do greetings is first off, so everyone feels welcome, everyone gets acknowledged, and it builds community in our school. So that's what we're going to do tonight. So what you're going to do is you're going to get a piece of paper, and you're going to write like a greeting or compliments on it, and you're going to crumple it up like a snowball. Okay, so we're going to come stand in a circle. Okay, so we're going to come up here and get in a circle. You're going to write a greeting on your piece of paper, you're going to crumple it up like a snowball. And then when I say go, we're going to have a snowball fight. Then at the end, we're going to each end of the snowball, and we're going to read the greeting off of it. So yeah, come on up. So anything nice.
Oh, Mom.
I'm good. I'm impressed.
Yeah.
How long is our snowball fight? Yeah. 1 minute, 30 seconds. 30 seconds.
You just keep picking up snowballs.
Take a mark, throw them again.
Pick up snowballs. We're gonna go around. Ready? Go. There's one over there.
There's one right there behind that chair.
You got your own grade. That's really hard to do.
You have a wonderful smile. Hello, I hope tomorrow is even better than today. Hello. Your first looking fantastic. I would like it to be.
Hello, have a good evening. I am thrilled that you are at town hall meeting tonight. Your hair looks amazing and your presence electrifies the room.
You have pretty eyes. Hello there. Thanks for coming. I am so glad you came tonight to support our great school. You do make a huge difference. Have a fabulous evening. Glad you're here.
Hello there. Thank you for attending our first town hall meeting of the year. You're appreciated. Have an amazing day.
Bonjour. You make me smile.
You can choose to keep these, or you can put them on the table.
Okay. Hello? Okay. So I'm going to do a reading. So it is Constitution Day, so I'm going to read a short passage from the Bill of Rights Institute. It says, as citizens of the United States of America, we don't have one single thing that binds us all together except our Constitution. We are not a single ethnic group, we are not a single religious group, and we don't have very extensive history as a people. Throughout history, it is the exception rather than the rule that individuals of different ethnic groups and religious groups can live together peacefully, but our Constitution enshrines the principle that government exists to protect the rights of all citizens and has no legitimate power to deprive any citizen or class of citizens of their rights without due process of law. Our country, under the Constitution, has been more successful than most in allowing individuals of different ethnic and religious groups to live together peacefully. And when we have failed, it has been because of the failures of citizens to respect the equality of all under the Constitution, or the failures of public officials to respect just limits on power. I would now like to turn the time over to Ambria for the pledge. Okay, please stand and repeat the Pledge of Allegiance for me. Ready, begin.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The audience may be seated. Now I'm going to turn the time over to Mr. Edvik.
Okay, so to reference our mission statement, we have 4 key words. Does anybody remember what they are?
Empower.
Empower.
Achieve.
Did you say that already?
Yeah.
Empower, ignite.
Inspire. Achieve.
Inspire, and achieve. Good job, Haley. So, to honor our mission statement, what I would like you guys to do is think of one of those 4 words and one way that Entheos Academy has done that for your child. Inspire, ignite, empower, and help them achieve. So choose one and then share with someone who's close to you and say, Entheos Academy helped my child do this by, and then we'll have a couple of people share those. So go ahead and take 45 seconds to share those out.
You can say, absolutely.
Help me achieve my goals.
Okay, let's wrap up those conversations. And is there anybody who would like to share, whether you're the mayor or the doctor? Go ahead.
I actually already posted it on the Facebook. My son, who was gone here a couple of years ago, when he went to his biology class at Coverdale High School, there was another boy that had also gone to Entheos there. And the first day the teacher gave vocabulary test that was like 38 points possible. And they were reading out their scores, and she's like, so how many people got over 10? There were several. How many over 20? And most people put their hands down. How many over 30? There's only 2 kids with their hands up. And they were both from Entheos, and they both got 38s. And it was because of Mr. Horserock who taught them and helped them achieve before they even started.
Wow, that's awesome. Thank you. So one more. Is there one more person that wants to share? Go ahead, Emily.
Entheos helps my daughter get used to standing in front of a crowd, being confident, and empowers her to have respect for others and ability to stand in front of a crowd and say what she needs to say or do what she needs to do.
Awesome.
And her kindergarten talent show performance was part of that, which was awesome. Okay, well, next up on our agenda is the PCO reports. Carrie, do you want to come and share the exciting things that are going on with PCO?
Most of you know, since you're on the PCO cruise, we are excited about the swim cruise that we have going on this year, and also to have some great parents volunteer for the cruise that have been here for a long time. This year we have a crew called the Connections Crew, and the Connections Crew is working with teachers to help connect the needs in the classroom with parents to help. And I think in the past we haven't done a great job of that, so we're looking forward to that. Jill Duncan is handling that this year, so we're excited about that. We also have a social media crew, and we're working on getting a greater presence on Facebook. So if you have Facebook accounts, make sure that you find the Entheos page and get signed up there so you can see pictures from what is going on at the school, and also notice what events are coming up at PCO. If you need volunteer hours to fill and you're not sure how to get those, please feel free to contact the school and they'll give you my name, or you can, probably the easiest way is to let the front office know, and then I can get your name and email and it can get you connected with one of the crews. Please volunteer. We are excited about this year and would love to have everybody's help. Thanks.
Okay, does anybody have any questions about PCO? No? Okay. Well, we have 2 informational items that I'm going to share with everybody tonight. One is our Title I information that we go through every year, and then also our work plan and things that we are, our goals for this coming year as a school, and to talk about how that was created. So I want to welcome everybody who's watching us online, and I hope this is working for all of you guys, and that's something that can be helpful to families that just can't make it here, if they have kids, or they just can't get out of the house or whatever, be able to involve parents who can't make it here and still have to be part of the town hall meeting is the goal. Let me start by sharing the Title I information first. maybe. But I do want to remind everybody that last year at our first town hall meeting, we were having a discussion about the gym. And it's cool to be in the gym that we were talking about last year. And even though I said it was going to be done by Valentine's Day, that it's done now is awesome. It's been getting some great use. So our annual Title I information, Ambria, you want to come with next? When I say next slide. So, Entheos Academy does participate in the federal Title I program, and we are a targeted assistance school, which means that we target students that we feel are struggling, and we do what's called RTI, response to intervention with them, and provide interventions to them so that they can make up that content that they put behind it. And so that's what targeted assistance means, is that it's not every student that we're looking at, but it's targeted. Go ahead and click the next slide. We are an expeditionary learning school. That's the curriculum that we use. Everybody here in the room is familiar with what that means, but if there's somebody who's watching online, I guess that's familiar with what that means. Is expeditionary learning takes the curriculum and dives deep into a topic of the curriculum through an expedition, with the goal, the end goal being a final product that's really high quality, that provides a service to the community, and that allows outside experts to come in and help the students in the creation of that product. There are case studies along the way that where the curriculum is taught and that prepare the students to be able to create that high quality work. The assessments, oh, the work that you got to go back. The assessments that we use to assess student achievement, other than formative assessments that teachers are using day-to-day in the classroom, we have our reading benchmark that we do on Centinel. Each student is tested in Centinel. And those who are below grade level receive interventions to help them make gains and get up to grade level. For math, we're going to be using the SAGE formative, the interim assessment, so we'll be taking that in October. And it's an assessment that is similar to the SAGE test, but will give us immediate feedback as to where our students are on those tests in math. We also have developed common assessments in the grades so that if this fourth grade class is taking a test on what the fourth graders learn, they learn simple division. So if they are taking a test on that, the two classes will be taking the same test. And so when those numbers come to me as the director and to the leadership team, and we start to analyze the data, then those numbers mean something because the teachers haven't created their own tests, and so the data means different things. We also have a writing benchmark that the students do, and it's going to be finishing up here towards the end of September. And the teacher that based on a rubric that matches the language in the Common Core, or the Utah course, sorry. And to be able to see where our students are in writing and what the teachers need to focus on to be able to bring their kids up in writing. If you read the state of the school address last year, at the end of last year that is on the website, the first time we gave this test, I think we had 6% of the students in the school who were proficient. And that was kind of alarming. We kind of expected that it was going to be a low number because we were really raising the bar, going again, not against, but moving away from 6+1 trades, which our students have gotten really, really good at 6+1 trades. But the 6+1 trades, just those terms aren't used anymore in the SAGE testing and in the core standards. And so we developed our own rubrics and assessed the students. And by the end of the year, I believe it was 48% of the students were proficient. But to put that in light of what that means against what we were doing before, we used to take a direct writing assessment that the state would give to the 5th and the 8th graders. And our 5th graders were in the 40s on our own writing assessment, but they were 98% proficient on the DWA. And the 8th graders were, I think, 89% proficient on that DWA assessment. So even though our numbers are lower assessments, we feel like we're raising the bar and our students are actually better writers than they were before. And so, so what constitutes being proficient? It's different in each of those assessments. The writing assessment has a rubric where there's either 5 or 6 categories, and each category has a possibility of getting 4 as the highest, and so you multiply that out, and then like if the maximum amount possible was 30, then about right around 22 would be proficient. So that's what we're looking for. Next slide. That didn't work. Now you did too. Okay. So we have a school parent compact regarding Title I. It is outdated, and so we take it off the website, and that is something that Mr. Robbins will be heading up the process of writing the new school parent compact. And if that's something that you're interested in participating in, please contact Mr. Robbins. He's going to be putting a team of parents together to write that and put that together so that we have an updated one. And that is basically saying students have the right to learn in a safe environment, and parents have the right to have access to their children's information and teach the standards, those kinds of things. Next. So opportunities for parental involvement at the school. One is helping to write a compact. Another is board meetings. We have the monthly board meetings. If the community is always invited to come to the board meetings, usually the 4th Thursday. The 4th Thursday, they're on the calendar that's on the website. Feel free to come, and if you want to share your opinions with the board or have questions or concerns that you'd like to share with the board meetings would be an appropriate place to be able to come and do that. The next one is at Kearns campus next Thursday at 6 o'clock again. Is that right? Town meetings like this is another way that parents will be able to be involved, where we'll be sharing information, and there will always be a question and answer session for parents to be able to ask questions of board members or myself. Next slide. The PCO groups, like Carrie said, there's always opportunities for parents to be a part of the parent crew organization and to be able to find ways to volunteer in the school in those ways. And also the student-led conference portfolio presentations. Our parents are expected to come into the school and be there for their students' student-led conferences to be able to see the portfolio and see the work that the students have done. Next slide. Is that it? That's the end. Okay, so that's all of our Title I information. Does anybody have any questions about that? Who's hot? It's way hot in here. So I will hurry and go through the work plan goals, and we can do question and answer. And then if anybody has any questions, we can talk about that before we end. So let's move over to okay. So each year we do a survey, we do a staff survey. We take a survey that's called the Expeditionary Learning Implementation Review, which we assess ourselves on how well we are implementing the expeditionary learning model. We look at our test scores, and the leadership team comes together and we look at all of that data and we say, wow, where are we weak and where do we need to set our goals to be able to improve? And so that's where the goals that you're going to see come from, and the things that we have been doing and are doing as a school to improve in those areas to better student achievement. Just for your information, Expeditionary Learning last year put out a document about 3 dimensions of student achievement that we're focusing on. And one is the mastery of content and skills, one is character development, one is high quality work. And so as we progress as an expeditionary learning school, we're looking for our test scores to get better because that's an important piece. But we're also looking to improve the culture of our school and the character of our students. And we're also looking to help our students produce really high quality work. And we were excited when we were talking about that as an Entheos community because it expands the definition of student achievement beyond test scores. So the test scores aren't the only thing, but it also gives us a framework where we can start to gather data on those other areas, on how are we going to gather data on development, how do we gather data on high quality work, so we have a really powerful story to tell when people say, well, let's look at your test scores. We want our test scores to be high, but we also want to be able to tell the story of, but our kids do this, and they're responsible. Well, how do you know they're responsible? Well, look at this data that we have, or they're engaged in their learning. Well, how do you know? Here's the data we have. Look at this high quality work that they're producing. The night of service is a big part of that celebration of services, coming in and seeing the amazing service that we're doing as a school as part of our exhibitions. So as we go through these, we've got a goal in each of the areas of those 3 areas of student achievement. Okay, next slide. Okay, student mastery of content and skills. Raise your hand if you can even read that. There are 0 hands raised. Okay.
Maybe.
I don't even know if I can remember without my glasses. But our goal around the mastery of content and skills is that in the classroom, teachers using formative assessments and effective differentiation strategies, Entheos students are proficient mathematicians. We're focusing on math, what we're doing in professional development with our teachers in differentiation is focused around math. But you can see some of the sub goals there is that teachers are reporting math scores to me, which I didn't get last year. So we had a math goal last year, and I go throughout the year. I don't know if we're getting better. And so this year we formalized that and systematized that so that teachers are reporting math scores to me so that we can look at those as a leadership team and see where we're proficient, see where kids are growing, see where we need to add more support in our professional development and those kind of things so that we can really be targeted in using that data. And then we're doing a lot of work around differentiation for all students. And that's differentiating for those who are below grade level, but also learning how to differentiate for those who are above grade level, who need to be challenged a little bit more. And so, Ms. Dina, Mrs. McIntyre wrote a grant and they were approved. And they went to Las Vegas to a differentiation conference, and they brought a whole bunch of really great stuff back that we are using with our teachers in our Friday afternoon trainings. We're also sending 3 teachers to Denver to an expeditionary learning differentiation conference, and they're going to bring stuff back that we can apply in our trainings and in our PLC cycles. And so we think that through this work on differentiation and formative assessment, we'll be able to see growth in all of our students, the ones that are below grade level and the ones that are above grade level. Next slide. Our character engagement goal is through assessing and tracking student progress on habits of scholarship, Entheos students demonstrate that they are invested in their education. And so we've had Habits of a Scholar for a few years, 3 Habits of a Scholar, and you'll see on the grade reports when they come back that your students are assessed on those Habits of a Scholar. We want to tighten that. Right now it's kind of not data-driven, it's just kind of subjective. They're here on time usually, and they usually turn their work in, so their responsibility rate is pretty good. Or, they're off task a lot, or whatever, so their engagement scores a little bit lower. Our task this year is to really figure out how do we assess those things. Like respect, that's a hard thing to assess. Engagement, that's a hard thing to assess. So we're really going to dive in as a staff and figure out how can we assess those things so that we can give an accurate reporting rather than a subjective reporting. So that we can start gathering data on our Habits of a Scholar and are we getting better and are we progressing in our 5 Habits of a Scholar. We also spent, at the end of last year, when all the kids got to go home, the teachers had to come back for 3 days of training. And we got all of our staff together, the janitors, the kitchen people, all the aides, all the teachers, and we spent an entire day just hammering out what do the expected behaviors look like throughout the school, and how do those tie into our Habits of a Scholar. So we've got 5 Habits of a Scholar: responsibility, reflection, perseverance, engagement, and the mystery one. What's the mystery one? Did I say respect already? Okay. I can't remember what that thing is. Respect, reflection, responsibility, perseverance, and engagement. Those are the 5. So we've got those 5. You've got a matrix that's in your student handbooks that says this is what this looks like in all areas of the school. And as a staff, we practiced that when we came back to school. And we went through all the areas and said, what are we looking for, and how are we acknowledging the kids who are doing it the right way? And so one of the big things that we've been focusing on is a positive and negative interaction ratio with students, and really trying to get to a 3-to-1 ratio in our classrooms, where we're giving 3 positive comments to every negative or redirection. So even if a student's not tasked and I say, please sit in your seat, that's a negative interaction because we're redirecting the behavior. Even though I did it nicely, that's a negative interaction. So we've talked about how can we focus on positive interactions, and rather than saying to that student, please sit in your seat, we can say to the class, I really like how this group of students over here are sitting the way they're supposed to, and kids notice and they sit down. And there's more to it. So as I've been going in my weekly observations to the teachers, and I'm trying to get into every classroom every week or every other week to observe. The last week's ratio was 75 positive comments to 26 negative. So we were excited about that, and we celebrated that we're almost at a 3-to-1 ratio there. But so look for in the second semester, this is kind of switching gears now, look for a more, just a tighter assessment of the Habits of Scholarship, because we're going to work on that through this first half of the year, and in the second semester we're going to really assess and report those the way that we want them to. Next slide. So high quality work. Our goal is at Entheos Academy, students have got students there use craftsmanship in their daily work. So we're focusing on the students are doing high quality work each day in preparation for those high quality projects. Like I said earlier, one of our, probably I think, not even probably, I do think that our best demonstration of high quality work is our celebration of service. that we have, and it's going to be May 7th, is that the date? May 21st? Okay. To be able to invite people from all over the community to come in and see the service that our students are providing that are part of their education. Is there a slide after that, or is it one? Okay, so those are the goals that we're working on as a school in our training and our professional development to be able to apply those things in our school to elevate our student achievement. So, with that, does anybody have any questions? This is a question and answer time that you can ask any question that you ever want to ask the director of the school or 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, well, I want to say thank you for coming to our first town hall meeting. We will have two more, one in January and one in March. And I'll be emailing you details about what we covered in those town hall meetings. So thank you very much.